Northwestern at Illinois. Illinois is favored by 6 in this one. Northwestern and Illinois play for the Land of Lincoln trophy. It's a hat, it looks like. Eric, any thoughts on this one?
What in the cat hair did they take the Monopoly hat and put it on a piece of wood and think that that's worth playing for? No. Okay, let me give you a trophy worth playing for in the state of Illinois. The gun that killed Lincoln. Get that thing, okay? That is what you should play for right there. If you could get that piece of Americana history and put that in a trophy, now you're talking. What's a hat? Come on. Let's get Booth's gun, man.
Especially if you're making it about Lincoln. Derek, what do you think?
So, I like the spirit of it. I'm kind of a little bit of a history nerd. I accidentally minored in history in college because I liked the hours that those classes were offered. So all of my elective classes, I took history classes, and
accidentally minored.
Yes,
I messed around and got this minor.
Yeah. So then when I went into my final semester, my advisor was like, if you take another history class, you'll get a minor in history. I was like, all right, I don't know what I'll ever do with that, but cool.
One day I'm going to be on the Big Ten Huddle. There's going to be a trophy, and I'm going to be able to talk about that. Nice job, Eric. Way to go, buddy.
So, but you know what? There couldn't be two more perfect football programs to have a trophy that's a hat than Illinois and Northwestern. I mean, Illinois had, don't get me wrong, Illinois had its time where its football program was pretty good. But, I mean, in general, right now, go play for a hat. I'm all for it.
Detman says, Monopoly hat on some wood. Laugh. Yes, I feel the same way there, Detman. It's a pretty interesting one, to say the least. Derek, in this game, Illinois is favored by 6. Northwestern's kind of reeling. Illinois is trying to be bowl eligible here, but it is at Illinois, and obviously I think this is the larger spread. Penn State is higher, but this is the second largest spread of the weekend in the Big Ten. What are your thoughts on this game, Derek?
Yeah, so first off, Northwestern is one of the good storylines in the Big Ten. One of the good surprises, and Northwestern's a program that is it's hard to dislike them. Even when Pat Fitzgerald was there, they were a program that I always had a hard time finding something to dislike about them, because they're one of those schools where they don't have the ability to recruit that well. But somehow they were always one of the toughest teams on the field. Like they were fundamentally sound. They didn't make a ton of mistakes. They were smart. And they've had their ebbs and flows. I mean, for like the last decade, they've been like 11-1 or 4-8. Right. Yeah. They've had their ebbs and flows. But it seems like they came together this year. Honestly, I haven't really cared to watch them a ton in my free time. And on the flip side, I think that Brett Bielema is a good coach down in Illinois. And Illinois was one of the big surprises last year to be a good program. And this year they're still fighting and clawing to get there. But, I'm going for the underdog here. I'm going to go with Northwestern. I think that they're going to pull something out, and I'm going to say that it's going to end up being 31-23.
Wow. Scoring fest for the Big Ten West.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think?
First off, let's give our props, man. I remember having the Wild Chat on our show, and I said to them, if he wins 4 games, you guys better make him your head coach, because that roster is not a 4-team roster. How about 6?
Yep.
And bowl eligible already, man. And they did the right thing. They pulled the interim. They made him the full-time head coach. What a phenomenal job. Listen, he's probably going to be the Big Ten Coach of the Year. I don't know how you don't give it to him, based off of the fact that he had a 2-win roster, and he's taken that, and they've become bowl eligible. All that to be said, they're going to lose by 14 to Illinois this week. 28-14. Illinois is not a bad football team. They're better than their record. Okay. And I think they're the better football team here today. 28-14 Illinois.
I'm almost right there with you. I have 28-17 Illinois. I think John Paddock is really good for Illinois. Obviously not like really, really good in comparison to college football, but for Illinois, I think that he's the right option. I think he has that veteran presence that they need kind of back there. They're just a young team, and I think Luke Altmaier has a bright future, and I think he'll be a skilled, talented quarterback. But I think, just to end the year, it was good timing to give it to John Paddock and kind of let him handle things and right the ship and get through the rest of the year. And I think he's going to get him bowl eligible. I think this Illinois defense with Johnny Newton is good enough that they'll be able to stop Northwestern. And I think Northwestern is a very inspired football team, but I think their goal was to be bowl eligible. I think they got there. I'm not saying they won't be inspired anymore, but I just think that, they kind of hit their goal. They kind of hit that thing they're going for, and they made it happen. And I do agree with you, Eric. I think David Braun is the coach of the year. It's kind of hard because Kirk Ferentz really has done a phenomenal job with, everything that's gone on with his team, losing all the players they lost.
You got to give that guy credit when his own son is the worst coordinator in all of college football.
And his own son got fired this year too.
And he still won the West, man.
Exactly. So, I mean, I look at all of that and I say, man, Kirk Ferentz probably deserves the award too, but when you had people picking Northwestern to win maybe two games, and he goes out there and he becomes bowl eligible, to me, and he earns himself not even did he earn himself an interview. Like Harlan Barnett's going to get an interview from Michigan State. He earned the job in the season, and that's really, really cool. So,